We're live. Welcome to today's Happy Facebook Friday Live. I'm so happy to be here with you. My name is Tammy Anderson Ward. I am the conference producer with the Energy Healing Conference. And today I'm so excited to be joined by two of our really awesome speakers that are going to be joining us at the Idaho Falls Energy Healing Conference. For those of you who are not able to attend, this is kind of a really cool way for you to be able to still get a sneak peek into, in addition to also being able to learn a little bit about them and their topic, and also be able to, connect with them. So a lot of people really enjoy doing these spotlights, even if they can't come to the conference itself, because they get new information, they get to learn about new concepts and ideas, and also get to meet really amazing practitioners in the field of energy healing as well. So I'm super excited to be coming to this conference. I have 3 classes that I'll be doing. I'm going to touch on those just briefly, and then I'm going to introduce you to our speakers today. The 3 classes I'm doing. The first one is called Energy Healing for the Whole Family, and I'm going to be having a few of my kids there actually teaching and doing some fun things with the audience. So I'm excited for that interactive class. That will be a first, no. I had him once when he was like maybe 7 or something like that, come up on the stage. But other than that, my kids haven't really done a lot of presenting with me, so that'll be fun. So if you have a family, if you have loved ones that you really care about, that you're wanting to learn this for, this is a great class to attend. You're going to be learning some simple things that you can do as a family. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. So what I'd love to have you guys do is tell me where you're tuning in from right now, so that we can kind of see where the audience is today joining in. And of course, I want to give you guys an opportunity to be able to get some free tickets as well. So if you would like a free ticket, you're just going to want to send me an email to this email address by, I don't know, let's say like midnight tonight to get on our list. We're going to be printing that off first thing in the morning. So even if you have not yet got your tickets, you can still do so. So that'll be really exciting. I'm also going to go ahead and just let you guys know briefly here of my excitement for why I love to go to the Idaho Falls area specifically. My dad lives there, and I actually graduated high school from the area. I don't know, actually both sets of my grandparents on both sides raised their families in the Idaho Falls area. So I have lots and lots of aunts and uncles and cousins and their families as well that live in the area. And I'm excited to be able to reconnect with some of them who will be attending the conference. It's my grandfather's birthday, and I will be visiting his grave in the evening. He's buried in the cemetery over by Taffas Park. So I'm excited to be able to go and pay respects to him. I lived with him as a teenager, Grandpa George, and he was super special to me. So I'm excited to be able to do that on his birthday, which is this Saturday. So I'm very excited about that. World War II vet, raised 9 kids. He's just such a hero to me. Anyway, so excited about it. Yes. Hi, Jonathan. He says he's joining in from Memphis, Tennessee today. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you joining us in our broadcast today. Welcome. Melanie's in Rigby, Idaho. Awesome. My mother was born there. I have uncles, aunts, and cousins that live in Rigby. That's so exciting. And actually a lot of friends too. So hello and welcome to today as well. Where are the rest of you all tuning in from? Deanna's from Pocatello, Idaho. Congrats on your new Reiki business location as well. I'm so proud of you. Hi, Luana. How are you? Good morning. Deanna, if you have any issues at all with those tickets, please feel free to message me or email me as well. This is my email up on the screen. We'll get you all taken care of. So excited about that. Okay, one other thing that I wanted to let you know is the other 2 classes that I will be doing. I had a few friends that messaged me yesterday and said, dude, I haven't seen you on Facebook for a long time, and I just came across your picture, and you do not even look like the same person at all. And it's not about the hair extensions, although that is part of it, right? I really have undergone a pretty in my opinion anyway, a pretty remarkable transformation. And I'm going to be talking about what are the steps that I took to make that possible. And then also some of the things that I would recommend for somebody who's looking at their life and saying, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what I wanted. I didn't get to make my own choices or whatever. And they are like, I want to shift this, and how you can do that, and some simple steps that you can do, that you can take to really just live the life that you want to live, however that looks to you, right? And then the third class I'll be doing, which is the last class of the day, I'm hoping I can get as many of my professional friends, practitioners, and the like to be able to join in. I don't care if you own your own business or not. This is for everyone, but it is literally some things that I'm going to be showing, and we're going to be doing together also, on how to attract more money. And I'm excited. My husband will be coming to that class with me as well, and we'll be talking about some of that as well. So book suggestions, like really practical steps that you can take action on right away, that will make a difference for you. So I'm excited to be discussing those ideas on how to attract greater abundance through those practical activities. So I don't know if that appeals to you at all. Will you just drop a one word down in the comments and say money, just maybe, or abundance? Let's do the word abundance, because really money is cool, but it's about abundance, right? It's about everything in your life. So thank you so much. Let's see. Kathy's from Tremont. Woo woo. Oh my gosh, Callie, you're getting certified in Reiki too this weekend. Congrats. That's so exciting. That's so awesome. Hey, beautiful Lisa. So good to see you, my friend. Luana says, I can't attend the event. Sending all the love. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. We have had some people that have been asking, what are the next events? So let me tell you about those. September, did I just say September? April 30th, St. George is where we will be. I am craving some palm trees and some sunshine, and I just love the healing oasis energy that is just down there. It is absolutely remarkable. So I'm excited. I have a lot of friends that are going to be traveling in from out of state as well to speak at that particular conference, and I'm so excited about that. We do, by the way, have just a couple of spots left for speaking. So if you are, I don't care where you're from, if you want to come down to St. George and speak on your topic of expertise, definitely let me know. There is a speaking application on our website as well. So I just wanted to make sure you guys know about that. Yes, it is going to be so good. And I have tickets for St. George as well. So if you would like to get hooked up, thanks for being on our Facebook Live today. This is my private email up on the screen, so you can totally get some tickets just by going there as well. We had 2,000 attendees at our last St. George conference. So we're excited to be back down there. It's a very popular event. It's going to be so much fun. Hey, Liz from Rexburg. Look, Amanda, she put XOXO. That's like your favorite thing to write now, huh? Yep. She goes XOXOXO on all of the cute little notes that she writes me. She's so sweet. All right. Well, I am so pleased to introduce you to our first speaker up, who is the amazing Cami Harvey. She is a local to Idaho Falls, and she will be leading us in a community drum circle. I'll let her go ahead and touch on the details of that, but that will be happening first thing tomorrow morning at the Idaho Falls event. And if you guys haven't ever met her, you are in for a treat. As a psychotherapist in the area who also utilizes EMDR in her practice, and she really loves to be able to connect spirituality through drumming. You are going to love this very interactive experience. As a licensed therapist and sound healer and trained drum circle facilitator, she is going to be there, and she's going to bring all her love with her to be able to help you guys really be able to bring it home. I want to go ahead and read just a couple parts of her bio here that I think you guys will really love about her as well. She says her personal story of transformation involves recently coming out as lesbian, getting divorced, and leaving her religion all at the same time. Since then, she has opened up a private practice specializing in EMDR and ketamine therapy, which I've heard such good things about, by the way, and you have all my love here, girl. She is also the owner of Flowing River Circle, providing interactive rhythm events for connection and wellness. I know she has local events there. You guys are going to love it. She has studied with shamans in Peru and Iceland and helps to bridge the science of psychotherapy with the spirit of Indigenous healing. So please join me in welcoming the amazing Cami Harvey to our virtual stage today.
Oh, Tammy, thank you. That was a wonderful introduction.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you here. And can I just say, like, literally, I'm so grateful to count you as a friend and someone who is going to be at our conference. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can hardly wait. I know, look, we're doing the same thing.
I know. Oh, I'm so excited about tomorrow. I have tons of instruments that I want to share with people, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have some that I'm going to show right now too, where I'll do.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Me too. I can't hardly wait. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off the screen and turn it over to you.
Thanks, Tammy. So like Tammy said, my name is Cami Harvey. I'm a licensed therapist, and I also do sound healing, and I'm a trained drum circle facilitator too. Tomorrow at the Energy Conference at 8:30, we're going to have a community drum circle from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She's been able to do a drum circle and sound healing with me before. Yes. And so it's going to be from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. I will provide all the drums and other instruments. And I really consider myself a collector of instruments, maybe even more so than a therapist or a drum circle facilitator, because I just love to get easy to play instruments into people's hands. And so drumming usually is something that's very accessible. And I like to make it engaging, meaningful, and fun when we drum together. So 8:30 to 9 o'clock, it's going to be just kind of a free-for-all. I'm not going to be facilitating it very directly. It's going to be a time of exploration and just kind of taking your instrument and using it to express yourself. And then at 9 o'clock, from 9 to 9:45 is when I'm going to be doing my presentation, which will also involve some drumming. It's going to be much more structured, what we're doing as a group. I will be taking you through this journey where I'll be weaving in my story and also my experience with psychotherapy and how that connects to spirituality with such things as, like Tammy was mentioning, EMDR. And I'll also be talking about ketamine, and I'll be talking about plant medicine and these ancient practices and spiritual rituals that have been used in cultures all around the world for thousands of years that now Western psychotherapy is starting to catch up on. With other things like meditation, mindfulness, yoga, and drumming, of course. And so I am pretty excited. So I have a lot of drums. I have a lot of instruments. I mean, I will have probably at least 250 instruments at this event tomorrow. And so these drums right here, these Tefano drums, are called festival drums. What I love about these is that they stack into each other, kind of like Russian dolls. And so that way I'm able to transport lots of drums for lots of people. And they have a good sound and stuff. We'll be talking about how to play this kind of a drum. I will also have a bunch of these little cute djembes. Oh, and this one matches my picture. And that's of Iceland behind me too, actually. And I just have to say real quick, those cliffs are so green, and you have the black sand beach that you can see there. But I got to climb up part of the cliffs there and just lay down and watch puffins flying around me. If you've seen a puffin, it's kind of like a penguin, but really magical place. And so this drum, I guess, matches my picture of Iceland. But these little djembes are really fun. Kind of a good sound too with them. So there's going to be a lot of djembes. There will be a lot of frame drums. Some of you may be familiar with what frame drums are, and I'll even have a couple of medicine drums that I'll be bringing too. But just lots of different variety of sounds, even with just the drums alone. But then in addition to the drums, I have you guys have probably seen these little guys before. I brought a lot of instruments back with me from Peru when I went to Peru a couple of years ago. And so we have, it's kind of like a type of gyro is what it's called when you can scrape. I have the cute little frogs. I have these fish when you do a similar thing. So people will have an opportunity to drum, but then to also try a different instrument, of all these other small percussion ones that I have. See, again, from Peru. Things that you can scrape. And it doesn't have to be intimidating. You could just just play whatever feels right to you. I have to admit that my first drum circle I went to a few years ago, I was terrified. I was really nervous. It felt intimidating to me because, like Tammy said in my bio, it was just a few years ago, or just recently, that I came out as a lesbian and left my marriage, left my religion, and went back to work after being a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. Before I made all that change, I lived in a lot of fear. I had a lot of social anxiety, and it was hard for me to even just like go out to dinner with friends. Like that was something that terrified me. And there's been so much transformation now that's happened as I've come to embrace self-love and self-acceptance, right? So now I'm excited to do a drum circle with like hundreds of people. I hope it's just packed, right? But before all that transformation, when I first went to a drum circle, right as I was like kind of coming out, I was very like, quiet with my sound I was making. And it took some time to kind of warm up. People that come to my drum circles give me really great feedback talking about how I make it very approachable. Okay. Because a lot of us have kind of like an instrument phobia. We have these limiting beliefs that we can't make music, that we don't have a good sense of rhythm. But with drumming, I really think that everyone is a natural drummer because we all like connect with like the heartbeat, right? This common pulse that connects all of us, mind, body, and spirit. And people are usually really surprised in my drum circles when I encourage them to start to express themselves using the drum, just making a sound, not even having to make a rhythm, but just make a sound on the drum. They're usually surprised by what comes out of them that they didn't expect. And that, it's easier and less intimidating than they expect it to be. And so that's kind of my hope with playing the drums or playing these other instruments. And I mean, there's an instrument for like anyone. I've got lots of like different kind of shakers, so they can kind of add some flair, I hope that the sound's coming through fine on these and that it's not too obnoxious. Like I'm gonna have like bells and stuff. These are called the Gogo Belts. And it's just fun, right? This is a sun, moon, and star drum. Pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes at my circles, people say that they just let their inner child come out. It takes them back to maybe if they had music class when they were growing up, right? And the teacher would get out like a triangle and little shakers and things, and people would be like, oh, I want to make sound, right? I don't know a single child that doesn't love music when they're young. And so those limiting beliefs just kind of start to get in our way as we get older. Or sometimes we have bad experiences, right? Like survivors of piano lessons, like if your parents forced you to have piano lessons when you didn't want to, and it became like this battle and things like that. I know a lot of people that get turned off by things like that. Oh, and then I have like these little rain sticks. It can also be shakers. Like I said, just easy to play instruments. I love it. There's so much that I'm just wanting to share with people that I'm excited about with tomorrow. And then my presentation too, where we're connecting psychotherapy with spirituality through drumming, I think will be something that people can get a lot out of. And I'm going to be taking you through this journey with that where, so what I do as a therapist and what I do as a drum circle facilitator in my business, Flowing River Circle, is I do create this journey of hopefully helping people on their healing journey, this progression, or at least it's what I went through as I have experienced a lot of transformation and change in the last few years. I have an actual method called ACT, A-C-T, which stands for awareness, connection, and transformation. And we're going to be using the drums to develop more awareness, like more awareness of ourselves and our internal experience, what kind of inner rhythms that we're in sync with, right? Because we have the heartbeat is kind of an obvious rhythm, but then there's also a rhythm to how we breathe and to how we speak and how we move, right? We can get in touch with these rhythms, and sometimes our rhythms flow smoothly and easily, and other times they're chaotic and frantic, And we have rhythms inside of us and outside of us that we're trying to be in sync with. And so just having like a lot of awareness, we can use the drum circle to develop more awareness for ourselves. And in therapy, I help people become more aware of their emotions and their thoughts and their physical sensations, because understanding our internal world helps us to understand our external world more, like how we show up in the world. So awareness is something that we're going to be doing. We're also going to be doing a lot with connection, right? Connecting more deeply with ourselves and with others. I'll be sharing some stories from some of my journeys to like Iceland and Peru, specifically Peru, where I did get to do plant medicine and experience a lot of connection. After having left a high demand religion too, it was a big deal for me to reconnect with a higher power again, and something outside of myself, and spirit guides and things like that. And then connecting with each other too, to connect with others in a drum circle. It's an experience that's quite unique. It's unlike anything else you do. And a big reason for that is because there's something called entrainment that happens in a drum circle when you are in a group. So like the principle of entrainment in physics is like, imagine you have two pendulums, and they're swinging, at different times, different beats and things like that. And then over time, they've discovered that pendulums will start to get in sync with each other. And that's called entrainment. And so it's like the rhythms that I'm feeling, that I'm experiencing, I start to get in sync with the rhythms of other people around me. And you can actually feel the energy of the drum circle, like where we want to get louder and like faster, or if we want to get soft and it just kind of dies away. We just allow the energy of the group to kind of move us. And so there's a lot with connection there, right? Awareness, connection, and then transformation is what I'm all about when it comes to my work as a therapist, for example. Like people come in to see me because they want to see something change. They want to improve something in their life. They want to have more of something, like maybe like patience or ambition, direction, clarity, or there are other things that they're trying to release and let go of. And I'm excited about that and to share that with you. Also, just I also want to say I do have a free offering that I'm really excited about that I put together this week. If you visit my website at flowingrivercircle.com and enter in your contact information, I will send you this skill that I love to use with my clients. It's my favorite thing to do with clients and to do with myself in order to help relieve stress, to manage emotions, to just kind of have more clarity and awareness. And it's the acronym RAIN. So I like acronyms, apparently. But it's a skill that a lot of my clients have found a lot of benefit from. And so I just have like a 10-minute video where I, walk people through a skill that can be really accessible and helpful in their lives, right? Yeah, thank you, flowingrivercircle.com. And then I also do have a mini online course that I'll be providing in just a couple of days that goes through that ACT method that I was talking about, of awareness, connection, and transformation. So, but tomorrow, as a group, we're going to be experiencing it at my presentation from 9 to 9:45, which I'm really, keep saying that I'm really excited about. And I have other instruments and I haven't even finished showing you guys. I want to show you, for a lot of my local events in Idaho Falls, I provide at least monthly events that have set themes. So we go through self-love and stress relief, relationships, and finding clarity in your life. And I have other things that I'll be developing as well. But what I do is I have this event where we do a drum circle. So it's a blend of drumming, but then we also, it has psychoeducation and therapeutic skills, right? It's a therapeutic group that anyone can come to. And then after our drum circle, after we've been drumming and expressing ourselves and releasing emotion, then we have a sound bath. And I think that many of you are probably familiar with what sound healing is. I think it's a wonderful thing to do after a drum circle because it allows for integration. And I won't be doing a sound bath tomorrow. That would have been, I'm already hoping for a really large drum circle. So I've got a ton of instruments I'm bringing. So to bring all my sound healing ones, but I will have some sound healing instruments at my booth that people could come and play. And so this one right here, let's see, you can see me and see this, is a steel tongue drum. And it's a very beautiful meditative instrument. And again, easy to play. The way that this is structured, there are no wrong notes. So we play with these kinds of instruments in my drum circles and my sound baths. Yeah. So that's fun. I also have this instrument I like. I'll have this at my booth, and we'll probably use this in the drum circle too tomorrow if someone wants to try this. I'm not sure how well the sound's coming through, but hopefully you can tell that it sounds like what its name is, which is an ocean drum. An ocean drum. And then, of course, it's always fun to have a gong, right? And so if you've ever wanted to hit a gong before and you haven't, you'll have an opportunity to tomorrow. And with us streaming, I'm not sure how the sounds are coming through. Hopefully they haven't been too abrasive, right? But it's really fun to be drumming together and just creating some music as a group. And for you to feel like, okay, I feel like with, what we're drumming right now, we need some gong, we need where someone can get up and they can just go and they're like, I'm going to hit the gong, right? And it just like adds this fun flair, to what we're creating together. And it's just a nice way to find your own voice, right? And where your voice kind of fits in with other people's too. And sometimes, where maybe you're quiet and you let someone else kind of take the spotlight, but then other times you get to be in the spotlight and get to be creating. And yeah, I don't know, there's something really powerful, I think, about drumming and music because it's communication without words, right? It goes beyond language. And a lot of times language trips us up and can be really hard to articulate how we're feeling or the kinds of things that we're thinking. And so to be able to just express yourself with these tools, so many of these tools, it just can be a really great way, right? To have more self-awareness, to have more connection, and to start to embrace transformation. So, oh, good, I have more time. Okay, I was trying to watch the clock as I was doing all of this. And so, so I was telling you about the special events that I do in Idaho Falls. I'm starting to provide some online offerings too. And then also in 2 weeks from yesterday, there will be a retreat at LaBelle Lake here in Idaho Falls. Well, outside of Idaho Falls, here in Idaho, where I am joining forces with Nicole Packer. And she is a clinical hypnotherapist and a yoga instructor. I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a breakthrough weekend wellness retreat that we're really trying to make very affordable for people. It's not like those high-end retreats that cost over $1,000 that are really hard sometimes to pay for. It's going to be much more affordable, even though it will still feel like a luxury retreat. It's going to be in a beautiful venue. What I'm excited about, going back to talking about psychotherapy and spirituality with EMDR, because I'm going to okay, so what I think is just so cool is when I was starting to get these intuitive hits to do drum circles and to do sound healing, I also felt like it was really important to get trained in EMDR at the same time. Now, EMDR stands for eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. And the eye movements, it's like during REM sleep, when your eyes move back and forth like you're watching a tennis match. And that's called bilateral stimulation, where you're crossing the midline of your body and it's activating your right and left hemispheres. And it really helps with desensitizing distressing memories or thoughts or emotions or images that we have that we continue to feel like re-traumatized by, where we can reprocess the trauma. And you may notice that right and left activities, like running and walking or drumming, right, helps us reprocess things. So back in ancient times when like a tribe, you'd have all these warriors go and they'd be in a battle and they come back from battle having all this trauma, But then as a community, what they would do is that they would gather together, and there would be drumming and there would be dancing. And so these warriors would take that trauma and they would drum it out and they would dance it out in order to avoid having things like PTSD develop. That drumming and dancing was very similar to the bilateral stimulation that we do in EMDR. So it's like EMDR is like catching up on ancient practices, really, that have benefited people and helped them in their healing journeys. And so I'm excited at that retreat and starting at other events too, where with combining with a clinical hypnotherapist, we're going to be going through a journey, but it's going to be like group EMDR, because we're going to be drumming as well. And the drumming is going to be like that bilateral stimulation that has so many healing effects. So that's something that's coming up April 22nd to the 24th. You can find out that information at my website too. My website has the retreat and it has upcoming events. And like I said, if you put in your contact information and join my newsletter, I'll have a free offering. I can give you an invitation to that online course that I do too. The online course, so it's Find Fulfillment in 3 steps. And that's the ACT method of awareness, connection, and transformation. And I do some meditations, with my crystal bowls, maybe the one instrument I didn't show you today. And actually, I have a lot more instruments that I didn't show you today. I mean, I have probably, I have over 300 instruments altogether. And so a lot, but anyway, but in the class, I have like my crystal bowls and we do some meditation. And it's also some of my favorite skills that I use in therapy that have helped my clients the most, that I'm really excited. And the course is going to be only like $37. It's like an hour. It's like the equivalent of an hour of group therapy. And so it's a pretty good deal, which I'm excited about that as well. So anyway, I think I'm almost out of time.
That is just awesome. Well, I actually did have a couple of questions that came through. Is that okay if I put you on the spot?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Marcy Wheeler Anderson says, where is your EMDR training from? Can you tell us just a little bit more about that for somebody who wants to connect with you that way as well?
Yeah, the EMDR Institute, right? And so I got my training a couple of years ago, and I got to do it in Salt Lake, which was great. But yeah, like I am a qualified EMDR therapist. So
yeah, definitely.
EMDR Institute, right? Yes.
And you also help people like through Zoom. So if somebody really like felt connected to you, but they didn't live like right, in your neighborhood or down the street or something, they could still connect with you that way through your website, right?
Yeah, they could. I do have a separate website, that's for the therapy, but they can just reach out to me through Flowing River Circle.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes.
Another question also is, if somebody wanted to do like a private sound healing, like they wanted to have you come to their retreat or they wanted to have you come to their wellness center for a night, things like that. Are you available for things like that? Like would people just like reach out to you through your website?
Yeah, so where it has the contact information on my website, it has a place for a message, and that's where usually people make requests for things like that. I have done sound healings at many retreats and private events too. So
yeah, corporate events. I remember you telling me about that.
Yes, that's what I'm doing more of, a team building and employee wellness programs. And so
cool.
It just depends on my availability.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You're still a mom, and yeah, you have a thriving business and everything.
Like I have 2 businesses, because I have my private practice for therapy, and then I've got Flowing River Circle.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jonathan said, yep, that thing sounded just like ocean waves. So yeah.
Good. Great.
It definitely, the sound, I felt like it came through really well. What are some of your guys' favorite instruments that she held up? I'm really curious to see what your favorites were. I really like what did you call it? The steel tongues drum?
Yeah, the steel tongue drum.
I was calling it the panda drum, but I think that's like a brand, right?
Oh yeah, it may be a brand. This one glows in the dark too. I bought it to take it to Iceland to do in ice caves.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
I would play it on the floor of my kid's room in the dark when I would put him to bed at night.
Oh my heck, that's cool. Huh? We should do that, huh?
So, I like how it glows in the dark. It's pretty cool.
That is so neat. I absolutely love that. One other thing I was going to just say really quick is I've been to that exact beach that you're talking about with the puffins and the black sand beaches. And when I was there, it was so crazy. I like put my feet down into the black sand. I'm like, it's more like tiny little pebbles, right?
Right.
But when I put my feet down in there, I swear to you, I could like feel And I had this thought come in my head that I could like feel the heartbeat of the earth. And I was like, what? It was so cool. So I love that you've been there and to Peru and you've been able to bring back such wisdom and also instruments, because then you're bringing the sounds with you.
Yes,
And then of course with all of your training, it's just going to be a really remarkable experience. I'm so excited for tomorrow morning.
I am too.
I called a few family members and said, I know you don't like to wake up on Saturday morning early, but this is worth it. You got to be there. So I've got a lot of family members that are going to be coming in for this exciting event. And you guys be there right before 8:30 so that you can get checked in for sure. And then you're ready to go when we start at 8:30. So don't come at 8:30 and expect to just, walk right in. You want to make sure that you go in a little bit early.
And they can do that too, because 8:30 will be more fluid. People will be coming
Okay.
in, and then 9 o'clock is like, okay, there's
Now
gonna
the
be a
class is starting.
progression.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And I also just wanted to make another comment, because if someone is on right now and they're watching and they're trying to decide, I just want to make sure that people know that you are like, really, you're not intimidating. You're not going to like force someone to stand up and sing or, you know what I mean? It's not like that at all. I just want to make
No,
sure we're all clear on that.
I'll be singing, which is intimidating, and so it's like um well, I mean, it's intimidating for me to sing publicly. So I'll be putting myself on the spot the whole time. But yeah, no, it's like people could come in. I mean, something like this, like, you know,
Mhm.
but it makes such a cool sound, right? And it adds to the group, and so people can be kind of subtle, just like have a little frog or something. But
Cool.
but usually people really open up.
Mhm.
But that's not expected. That's not the expectation. Like I said, I try to make it very accessible
That is
and
awesome.
gentle. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule today to be on. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Tammy.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, friend. See you. She is a doll. I just love her so much. Oh, and literally, you guys, yes, she has all of this other expertise and training to bring to the table, but like you can tell where her passion is. I just love it. It's awesome. All right. Well, we're going to bring on another local. This is Linda Gregerson. And you guys, oh my gosh, I feel so blessed to have her as well. We have really been able to connect with some amazing experts. And you guys, those of you who are in the Idaho region, you're in that area right there. You are so blessed to have such amazing practitioners in your area, such awesome experts that just really know their stuff. Linda Gregerson is going to be speaking twice. She'll be speaking at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then maybe if you're not going to be there all day and you can only be there for the afternoon, she'll be also speaking at 4 p.m. on quantum energy healing, which is the power that really like made our body can heal our body. So she believes that our bodies come with everything that they need to heal us. It's within our DNA. I just spit, sorry, and our energy fields. And she's going to be teaching us to learn how to access it. Now, her vendor space, she'll be having a quantum bed there as well. I want you guys to come in and check it out and try it, but for sure, try and go to her classes from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Excuse me, not 10 a.m. to 4, but 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. She is a board certified traditional naturopath as well. And she's the owner of Dragonfly Quantum Wellness in Idaho Falls. It's over on Woodruff. She is certified as an alternative and holistic practitioner. She also does blood microscopy and I think I said that right. Microscopy? She'll have to tell me. And also nutritional therapy. She grew up in Rigby, Idaho. That's where my mama was born. And her husband have a combined total of 15 children, 15 as in 1 5, and then 50 as in 50 grandchildren and 4 great grandchildren. She loves having new adventures and also finding new frequency equipment for her patients as well. Very exciting. Please join me in welcoming the amazing Linda Gregerson.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Good. Just
Oh,
getting
good.
our office packed up and ready for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for making your schedule available to be able to be here at this conference. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you to tell us a little bit more about yourself and then also what's going to be happening in your classes as well as your vendor space as well.
Okay, so I'm really excited to be doing the energy conference. We have picked up 2 now quantum energy beds. There is nothing like them. They're the only ones in Southeast. Well, I have one in Rexburg too, with a friend of mine. He's put it in his chiropractic office. But those are the only ones that we have around, and him and I work a lot together. And I've been able to do a lot to help people. But the last 6 months, I think I have found some of the most stellar equipment that I've ever used before. The bed, the quantum bed, I'm going to try and move my phone over a little bit so that we can see this. It is right here. Oh my gosh. I don't see a change setting on my phone. Anyway, it's about the size of a twin bed. It's a titanium top on it. And what it does is it works through heat, it works through sound and frequency. And it's Tesla energy that is in this, but it is able to reach down deep into the DNA and start correcting some of the DNA that we've been having problems with. It mostly what it does is it ups the voltage in your cells. And if you were able to go out into nature for maybe a month or two and not take your cell phone with you, not take anything electronic, be away from all the power lines, be away from all of the other stuff. If you were able to go out and live that way for a couple of months, it would rejuvenate your body. It would change everything and start setting it back to normal. That's what an hour on this does. It's the same as if you could get out into nature for 2 months. We are bringing it in tomorrow for people to try. It'll be 20-minute sessions. So that sounds like a lot, but it will probably only be room for maybe 30 people to try it. So in my classes, the one I'm going to teach you how to balance your body. If your body has what it needs, the body can heal itself. It is just a law of the universe. And the problem is being able to find what it is that is out of balance so that you can correct those imbalances. So the other fun thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring my big body scanner, and I have someone there that is going to be doing free nutritional body scans just to kind of give you an idea where your body is at. Those are completely free. You just fill out a paper and hand it to Anne-Marie when you get there, and she will do maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then she will just email it to your phone. So that's going to be really fun to have there. I'm also bringing, I have another new, some new equipment. This one is called a Nyterra Wand. And once again, it uses terahertz energy to start balancing the body. So when your body gets out of sync, the lymphocytes, whether lymphocytes or leukocytes, depends on where they're at, they can only go through your system one cell at a time. So if your microcirculation gets messed up, or the blood starts getting gummy, or your lymphatics start sticking together, then nothing can go through that one cell at a time, and it slows down your system. And then it can cause inflammation, and it can cause swollen glands. It can cause all kinds of things. Well, this instrument will go in and get those ungelled and ungummed. It takes away pain. It does all kinds of fun things for your body. We're going to have that there, and we will be doing some demos on it. And I will be giving some free giveaways for services on both the QBAD during the classes. I'm not going to give them away at the booth, but during the classes, we're going to give some giveaways for the quantum bed, for the Q wand. It's also quantum energy. The other thing that we're going to be demonstrating there, I can get it. Let's do it this way. It is going to be our Resimax Tuner. We will have this here. If anybody wants to try it out, we will have 3 or 4 of them for sale if someone decides they want them. This is a Tuner Pro, and it helps with pain. It helps with your vagus nerve, and it helps getting all of your nervous system balanced out. So whatever it is that we find out of balance, we have enough equipment now in here that we can help balance that out. Not everybody has a body just alike. Not everybody has the same problem. So we are collecting enough of these things that no matter what is wrong, we will be able to help. The other thing we'll be talking about is nutrition, nutrition and diet. If you're not feeding your body correctly and if you're not giving it the right supplements, it's the same as if you went out into the forest and decided to build a house. If someone had brought you all of the wood and all of the tools, all of the nails and everything that you needed, that house would go much faster than if you get to the forest and think, okay, let's start cutting down trees and let's find some metal. We're gonna have to make our own nails, or we're gonna have to make wooden nails. This is going to take a lot longer to fix that house than if you just had everything there. And so that's what we want to do with you when you come into our office, is make sure that you have everything you need to balance your body. And that is pretty much what we will be talking with. Do you have any questions for Tammy? Or with Tammy? Tammy?
Yeah, I'll jump back on here, girl. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, so if somebody like really didn't have any clue about any of this stuff and they're just barely getting turned on to this kind of a scene, can you talk to us a little bit more about what frequency equipment actually is and what it does? Just a little bit more in layman's terms. Is that okay if I ask you to do that?
Yeah. So they have known about frequencies of the body for a very long time. Since the 30s and 40s, they have been able to detect frequencies, whether it's a Rife machine, whether it is a quantum wellness. We know that Tesla had all kinds of really interesting things already out there. And the frequency, everybody has the same, I think there's 120,000 frequencies that are the same in every human body, whether they are 6 hours old or whether they live to be 600 years old. Those 120 frequencies can be found in every single body. And what we do is we just go in and measure those frequencies, and then we treat it with the correcting frequencies. It's a lot more accurate than what you can generally find anyplace else. And it is simply your body giving us the feedback. And that's the cool thing about it. We do realize that every body is different than the rest. And if I were to look out over everybody that's in that show, I would not see any two faces exactly alike. Even twins aren't exact. And if I could look into their bodies, it would be exactly the same thing. There's not two bodies alike. So the key is to get in and find those frequencies. The other key is to go in and figure out a whole picture of your body, because we tend to go into a lot of practitioners, you go in and they'll take one piece of the puzzle out and they'll look at it really close and they fix that one piece when it might not even be the core problem.
Right. It's just a symptom or something like that. So I love how you described it. It's more understandable for someone who just really is like, I don't even know what that is or what that means or anything like that. To me, it's like super, super customized. Like you can't get any more customized than the actual finite frequency.
You cannot.
So I love it. Can you tell us a little bit more about, like, if somebody's watching right now on the Facebook Live, can they still connect with you even if they're not right in town with you there? If they don't live in Idaho, let's say, but they want to connect with you and learn more about this, how can they do that? And how can they do is it a distance session? Do you provide those kind of opportunities for people?
Distance is harder to get really accurate, because when I'm here, I can use the microscopy and look at your blood in the microscope and I can verify what that is. So it is kind of a trip to Idaho if you want to get a really good prognosis on everything that's going on in your body. It is a drive for some, but I've had people fly in from all over the US. It's quite common for me to get them from Mexico and Canada. I've had one fly in from France. People come in and do it. It's $225, but it's worth the trip because then you will know what it is. There is a smaller handheld scanner that we can do remote, and I do have that one. But then again, I can't do the blood and some of the other things that I like to do.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're talking about this, because really, if someone has something going on and they've been to doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor, and they keep saying there's nothing wrong with you, I mean, that doesn't happen actually. But just kidding. But like if somebody has what they call a mystery.
Right. Those are my favorite.
Okay. So you're like a health detective almost.
It is. And I've got several other doctors that I
You have people refer to you?
to call and say, okay, get the team together. I can't figure out what this is. And it's
That's
really,
awesome.
really rare for me not to find a core problem.
I love that. You're like my favorite type of practitioner because what you do is, and sorry, naturopath, physician as well. You are like you take both sides of it, the allopathic and the non-traditional, and you literally put them together to merge this beautiful blend. It's like you're like the bridge, right? To be
Kind of.
able to help them.
And I do look at the medical world. I've got a really good friend in California who is a surgeon, and he will jump in with me on just about anything and help me find it.
I love it. This is awesome. Okay, so Deanna has a question about a double mutation in someone's genes. Like, you know, MTHFR, for example. No, that's not an abbreviation for a swear word. It's an actual thing.
It is an actual thing, and we can find it.
Seriously, you can do something like that?
The scanner will find it.
Because of your license, you're able to diagnose or you're able to know?
Well, I'm able to help you balance the body is the better way of putting that.
Okay, so you can't say, this is your diagnosis, you have MTHFR.
No, but I can say, oh, the scanner is indicating that you have MTFHR, and it's rarely wrong. So this is what I would do in this case.
Okay. It's good to know the difference because I'm not a naturopath. I don't know what your license actually includes. So I'm glad that we like established that and asked that.
I don't ever use the word diagnose, but I use the word balance until people are ready to cry. They hear it so much. But really, truly, I don't heal anybody. I don't heal any of it. I just help you balance the body, and the body heals itself.
That's way different. I like the way that you're saying that as well. And the thing that you were talking about going into a forest, I'm like, I actually have watched videos about doctors in Asia. They actually prescribe foresting. It's like an actual thing that people.
It is an actual thing, and people go to South America and they go other places, just rejuvenate for 2 or 3 months, and then they come back.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like I tell my husband to do that. I'm like, you look like you need to go to the mountains. You need to go to the mountains, baby. So it's like
you can feel that day when you suddenly know that you just need to go to the mountains.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, like about if somebody were to come to the conference, they're curious, they're interested, what would you suggest that they do? Go to your class at 10 o'clock and then go over to your vendor space and they can sign up there?
Get to the vendor's base, and I don't know how fast people are going to sign up. So we will have a sign up sheet. It will tell you what time to be there. If you're not there, somebody else will take it.
Yeah, that's true.
But you can sign up so you have a time, so you don't just have to stand in one place for 2 hours and not get to be able to see any of the rest of the show. But you can choose a time that you want to. We'll just have all the times down, and if you're there, fine. If not, and somebody's standing there, they'll take your spot.
That's awesome.
So
okay, well,
we'll have that, and we'll have a sign up for the scans, and we'll have a sign up for some of this other too. So you don't have to stand and wait for us. I hate that myself.
Yeah, I don't like that either. So that's good. I love that you have that. That's great. Well, they could just put an alarm on their phone, right?
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, cool. Well, anything else that you'd like to add?
I think that's it for tomorrow, but there's going to be some fun giveaways. There's going to be some fun experience in the booth. If you're looking for balance in your life, definitely come over and see what we have, because we have some really fun new toys over there.
Yeah, I love that you're bringing this stuff right to the conference so people can try it.
Right.
I was going to ask you, how is that wand used? Does somebody put it like hover over the body, or how does that work?
It is with heat and terahertz. And yeah, we start with the hands and feet and open up all the meridians. We do we do it in the water so that we've treated the water for you. And then we use it wherever there's pain. So I've had people come in with gallbladder pain or liver pain, and it's usually 4 or 5 minutes. We have it at least under control to where they're feeling better. But it's really fun to be able to have everything at my fingertips, so I can say, okay, let's go do this, or let's do this, or let's do this.
That is awesome. I love it. I love it too. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Tammy.
Absolutely. You guys, she's so much fun. Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. Somebody was just asking me, hey, what part of Idaho? I'm going to go ahead and put, this is the address of where the actual conference is going to be held. It's called Snake River Event Center, but if you're familiar with the area, you know it's on Lindsay Boulevard. It's the old Shiloh pretty much. So it's right next to, the Snake River, right by where the falls are in Idaho Falls. You can't miss it. But this is the address. I am going to be putting up some signs so that you can find exactly where to go really easily. I did have a few people ask if I was able to find some volunteers. I did have 2 people sign up for the morning, and then one person signed up to help us in the evening. But if you are someone who you're really grateful for this and you're like really passionate and you happen to have just a little bit of time to help us with setup in the morning, we are hoping for maybe 1 or 2, possibly more volunteers that can just come even for 30 minutes. That would be such a huge help. I want to let you know that there's a few other things we haven't yet talked about that will be in the vendor hall. Even just the vendor hall will be such a great experience. We have a Reiki practitioner that will be doing Reiki there. We also have a neurofeedback and biofeedback, so 2 different other types of technology that will be coming in addition to complementary light therapy with the Lumaceuticals. We're so grateful. They come every time and have just provided such amazing experiences. We also have some retreats companies that will be coming in and yoga for anybody who knows Nicole Packer. She's phenomenal. Also local to Idaho Falls. Loved going to her Fuel and Flow Fest over the years and heard that she'll be doing another one this year. I'm very excited about that. Midge will be there doing the Life Wave stem cell activation patches. She usually does 1 for free for people who come to her booth so that they can try it out. So come check that out. Lots of great things happening. People from different wellness centers will be there. Lots of interactive options. Oh my gosh, it'd be amazing. Liz, I would totally appreciate any help, literally. Even if you just want to jump in and help with registration for a few minutes. Anytime between like 8:15 to 9:15 is where we're really especially a little bit more busy. So that would be really great if you wanted to help with that. You definitely don't have to. I feel like I sometimes feel bad asking for help, you guys, but I'm like, I really am going to need help tomorrow morning. So anybody else that's watching this, please let me know if you're able to. I just would be so grateful. I've even had some VIP ticket holders say, you know what? I don't even care that I bought a VIP ticket. I'll help you. I'm like, thank you so much. I only have so many hands, so I'm really grateful. One more time, I'm going to go ahead and put the website conference link up, but please, I wanted to remind you, if you do not have a ticket, I don't want anyone to come because they can't figure out how to find the link or because they can't, maybe money is tight right now with the gas prices going up. I don't know. If you would like to come, all you have to do is send me an email. This is my email, Tammy, TAMMY, at Hope, HOPE, Haven, HAVEN, and then events with an S.com. And this is really a huge community support event to just really be able to help people with whatever they might be looking for. If you're like, I don't even know what this is, and you want to come check it out, totally come. It's going to be so much fun. I also do have some beautiful gemstones and jewelry that I will be bringing as well. So check out my registration table. It's just a little table that we have right there. And I have goodie bags for those of you who volunteer, in addition to free audio recordings and a few free tickets for some friends. So I would be so grateful if you are interested in that. You can also send me an email as well. But I'm going to go get the rest of my vehicle packed and get ready to go. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow at the Idaho Falls Energy Healing Conference. I think if the internet is good, I may record my money class happening at 5 p.m. as well. So if you would like a copy of that, please go ahead and send me an email. I may just end up putting a tripod on. And I just feel like that's something that is really needed right now. My husband says to me this morning as we're laying in bed, just snuggling, he says, I think you should probably talk about this more often, because I was raised by a single mama, and she had 6 kids. And we moved around a lot. When I was growing up, we had 19 different schools that I graduated from. And we just didn't have a lot. I'll just say it that way. And I'm actually really grateful for that now. It kind of was very, very difficult at the time, but I have been able to shift some things in my mindset, in my thinking. And I want to help other people who may have also grown up from that, and they recognize that they keep hitting kind of a glass ceiling on that, and they might need some extra assistance with that. As a mom, I live in the country, you guys. I have 8 children. I'm 42 years old right now. And I keep thinking, like, people need to know this stuff that we did that helped us to be able to shift some of this. Like, we're not like, we're not out there like, buying yachts and this kind of stuff. Not that that's bad, definitely not. But we've been able to surpass where we ever thought it would be possible, and we want to encourage people and support them. So anyway, if you would like a copy of that, please send me an email. This is my private email right here, Tammy@hopehavenevents.com, and I'll see if I can get that for you guys. All right, mwah, see you tomorrow. Thanks everyone, you're awesome.